Hello there. So I just got done doing my workout for today, and I find myself thinking about the 6 ways of attaching. A lot of times when we talk about feeling insecure in relationships, we're talking about attachment disturbances. And well, what does that even mean anyway? So generally speaking, when a child receives messages like, "You make me proud," or "You hurt your sister's feelings," or "You're making me angry," right? He realizes the power that he wields over other people, especially his more seemingly, omnipotent caregivers. And that's really anxiety producing, especially when he realizes that other people can make him act and feel accordingly as well. So what happens is we start to fall into these blame games, right? We start to give our power away. We stop assuming responsibility and authority over our own feeling states, and that spirals into complicated relationships that end up being fraught with unresolved issues. So we carry those loose ends into other aspects of our lives, particularly our unfinished business, into the drama of our adult relationships, and it ends up getting played out over and over again, like the same script, just acted out with new actors. So in pursuit of attachment, we are paradoxically driven towards a state of independence. Having blissfully enjoyed a state of what we call oneness with our caregivers or with our mother, typically for the first year of life, with the advent of crawling and walking, we are propelled towards this state of independence, of what Margaret Mahler calls separation individuation. And so a child's ability to hold a state of feeling both distinct from or separate from their parent while still connected to that parent or to that mother, it really has a profound effect on all later relationships. And so if that child is fortunate enough, they'll be able to make clear distinctions between himself and other people. So maintaining flexible boundaries that child can open and close at will, which is essentially the definition of interdependence, and that is considered to be the ideal situation for adult romantic and intimate relationships. Now, Mahler suggested that if a child suffers during this phase of individuation, or it's not handled with care, it can lead to profound confusion about what a person is versus what they are not, right? What is self and what is other? What is me and what is not me? And so we find ourselves asking certain questions like, do I really like this? Or am I just doing it because my partner likes it? Or I can't figure out what my partner wants me to do or how they want me to feel. What should I do? What should I feel? What's the rule here? How should I feel? What is appropriate at this phase of a relationship? Do I have a right to feel this way at this point in the relationship? I can't figure it out. And if I can't figure it out, maybe I don't deserve it and I should just end it right now. Or I better fake it till I make it or they're gonna leave me, right? So these early, what we call arrestments in the phase of separation individuation can make for complicated and intensely painful relationships, right? Particularly those that fall into what I call the anxious-avoidant trap. And so we end up oscillating between these violent extremes of intense insecurity, anxiety, and painful feelings. And then on the other hand, these really intoxicating kind of blissed out states of being all in or all out. And so doctors Neufeld and Mate identify 6 ways of attaching, and they ascend from the more simplified to the more complex. So first we have our senses, and the emphasis is placed on physical proximity. A child needs to feel attached through sight, smell, sound, and touch. So we're tapping into that early experience. I would call this like root and sacral chakra phase of development. Then there's sameness, and that's usually evidenced in toddlerhood, where the child seeks to be like those he or she feels closest to, like the parents, for example. Then we have belonging and loyalty. So to be close to someone, to feel possessive of him or her, or to be obedient and faithful to that person. Then there is significance. So needing to matter to that person that we are closest to and seeking to please him or her and win his or her approval. Then we have feeling, And that's marked by needing to be emotionally open and vulnerable with an attachment figure, a willingness to share our feeling states with that person. And then lastly, number 6, we have being known. And that's usually observable by the time a child enters school. And this is when a child seeks to share his or her secrets or insecurities in the hopes of being completely seen or heard and embraced in spite of them, right? Intimacy evolves out of seeing each other's flaws and accepting each other regardless of them. So essentially, Neufeld and Mate are describing the dynamics of intimacy. It's the integration of both good and bad feelings, right? Loving someone even though they have disappointed you, and continuing to love yourself even though you might have disappointed someone else. And that allows for the vulnerable experience of more complex emotions. And that is ultimately what will enhance our capacity to think, to learn, and to love. Now, if any of this interests you or you want to learn more, I invite you to check out the link below. Come join our tribe. We are starting a community of individuals seeking to explore more about attachment issues. Additionally, I offer a video on the 6 signs of a secure relationship. So check out the link below, come join our tribe, and I hope you subscribe and comment more on what resonates for you.